After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Bryan Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Bryan Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Bryan Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Bryan Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Brian Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution
Benjamin Sesko is back amongst the substitutes, having played the full 90 minutes of the EFL Cup defeat at Grimsby, while Nasser Mazraoui is back in the squad for the first time this season. So Bayern Dia replaces Onana in goal following that defeat at Blundell Park. Elsewhere it's Yoro, De Ligt, Shaw, Diallo, Casemiro, Fernandes, Dalot, Mbeumo, Mount and Cunha. As for Burnley, not a surprise that they're unchanged in the side.
As we take you here, there and everywhere on a Saturday afternoon.
It's a return to Old Trafford.
I'm not too sure how Herr Chapman would have gone down with that comment, Michael, but glad to know that you've been listening anyway.
Yeah, we had to mention it. It's obviously, I'm sure he'll be in line waiting and understanding for his next instruction. That's normal. But now all eyes will be on this game. The atmosphere is picking up, the crowd right behind this team who really desperately need a win, and this manager standing in that technical area, pacing up and down already, wondering how he can find a formula.
Yeah, he's looking very casual today, Ruben Amorim, with his little almost like a charcoal grey bomber jacket. He's got sandy chinos on and his white pumps, and as you say, he is pacing from side to side, almost like pent-up energy.
Very much. It doesn't look sort of comfortable. He's thinking, looking, waiting. Both teams go into that huddle, and it's Bruno Fernandes who's been that leader here for such a long time, leading that, telling his team what he demands from them.
Well, the two teams break from their respective huddles. Manchester United in their red shirts and white shorts against the Burnley side in their change strip. Sky blue shirts and shorts and white socks. We'll be underway very soon, but before that there's been a try in the Women's Rugby Union World Cup. Masfaruki.
Yeah, rainy conditions here as well, Ian, and it's an old-fashioned set-piece routine for Scotland's second try, scored by their other wing, Rona Lloyd. Again, though, the conversion is missed, and Fiji down a player and down a 10-0 Scotland lead.
Thanks, Maz. We're underway at Old Trafford. That is live on BBC Two, incidentally, and it is also on Sports Extra 2, because you've got a choice of listening more than ever before through BBC Sounds, whether it be 5 Live, Sports Extra, or the streams of Sports Extra 2 and 3. As Manchester United playing from right to left as we look in their red shirts. We're looking for a corner, but the referee, Sam Borrett, says no, that will be a goal kick that Dubravka will look to take, and the Burnley supporters are in good voice in the quadrant away towards our right-hand side, as Dubravka just bides his time and actually places it down in a central area in the 6-yard box. The two central defenders are either side of him, Ekdal to the right or Estev to the left, but he's not going to go short, and instead he clears the ball away downfield, as the ball then comes back towards that central defence for Burnley, and it's Ekdal who heads it to Kyle Walker, who's at Old Trafford in the sky blues shirt once again, but not of Manchester City, where he's got an excellent record as Kyle Walker, but now of course at his new club Burnley, as Manchester United try and attack, and Walker straight away is forced into the action, sweeps it away off the legs of Luke Shaw, but couldn't prevent it from going behind for a corner kick.
Yeah, good advanced position from Luke Shaw, just drifting forward as he tries to flick the ball inside, as Walker just diverts it for a set piece. Pressure on, you can see them ringing the 6-yard area, zonal with a couple of blockers just waiting for Manchester United set up.
An early goal, I'm sure, would settle everybody inside Old Trafford of a Manchester United persuasion. Corner kick on the left-hand side, they go deep, and then the header, it was, I think, from Lenny Yoro who was stretching, but Dubravka made the save. It was where they actually scored that second goal from Harry Maguire at Blundell Park on Wednesday night in the League Cup, the first time that they actually lost a fourth-tier opposition in the League Cup at the 12th time of asking, but going deep towards that far post. But it was asking a lot of the central defender on this occasion. As Cullen plays it forward, Brun Larsen will give chase, and Dalot is the player who's got to see it back towards Altay Bayinda, and he passes the ball out towards Ahmad, and Ahmad manages to get away from Hartman, and he runs forward, but coming back to help out was Jadon Anthony, and Anthony continuing to come forward, jink past two red shirts, stopped by the third. Uwe Chukwu plays the ball back, Manchester United being urged to go forward in chase of that ball, and Dubravka will clear the ball away. Goal at Ashton Gate, Owen Gwyneth.
Yes, Bristol City 0, Hull City 1. Joel Gillard with his second goal of the season. Newborn Akinwola sliding him through and powering the ball beyond the goalkeeper. Vitek in goal, and it's Bristol City 0, Hull City 1.
Yeah, without an away win since April the 5th, Hull City. Earlier in the Championship, Middlesbrough went top of the table, beating Sheffield United by a goal to nil. Ruben Selles is under serious pressure. They've lost every game this season. Queen's Park Rangers 3, Charlton 1. Stoke City 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. So Middlesbrough 4 wins from 4. And Stoke City, as a result, not only losing top spot, but losing their 100% record. Wigan 0, Stockport County 1 is the latest score in League One. Manchester United have a free kick right to the centre circle inside the Burnley half. It's a flat ball in by Fernandes, headed away by Cullen under pressure, helped further away by Anthony. And here is Hannibal, who of course began his career at Manchester United, made 13 appearances, had loans away at Birmingham and Sevilla. Cunha is the player coming forward and shoots low, left-footed, and Dubravka diving forward makes the save. There's been a goal at Tottenham, Chris Coles.
And it's come for Bournemouth, the visitors in front of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Ivan Nielsen with it, well found on the left. His shot took a big deflection over Vicario. Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1.
Bruno Fernandes passes the ball to Ahmad, right corner of the area. Ahmad with the cross, the flick header is just wide from Cunha. Got a touch on its way through. It was Estev, and it's gone behind for a corner kick. Incidentally, when I talk about a choice of listening, Tottenham-Bournemouth, commentary of that is on Sports Extra, as Mason Mount waits to take this corner kick down in front of the tunnel area, away towards our left-hand side. So United are attacking the Stretford end, 0-0, 5 live, and the BBC sounds out. Mount again goes towards the far post. Walker heads it out, and Mbeumo volleys the ball square, out towards Ahmad. Runs out towards that right-hand side. Casemiro, right corner of the area, turns. Fernandes with the cross over the head of Yoro, and it will be kept in play by De Ligt, down by the corner flag, and doesn't win a corner kick. As we welcome listeners to the BBC World Service, so wherever you are in the world, it is always a pleasure to have your company this Saturday afternoon. Although the weather has taken a slight turn, although it was predicted. We had quite humid earlier on the walk to Old Trafford, but now the cloud has gathered in and the persistent rain continues to fall.
A good start from Manchester United, really aggressive. Seen Yoro going pressing quickly. Great run initially from Jadon Anthony. Cunha coming inside with that left foot, nice strike, couple of set pieces. Lively, positive. It's what Manchester United need. Burnley need to get hold and get some passes.
Rain is starting to fall a little harder now in Old Trafford. Not quite biblical proportions as it was in Cleethorpes on Wednesday night. As Manchester United, who don't have a good record of scoring goals in the first half. Since the start of last season, only Genoa have failed to score a first half goal in more games than Manchester United in Europe's Big Five leagues. However, they are coming forward now with Shaw on this left-hand side, and Dalot is ahead of him. He's playing as a left wing back, goes all the way back to Dubravka. He clears, Yoro heads it forward. Ahmad is onto this, and Hartman has to retreat. Right side of the area, looking to link up there with Cunha, but the return ball to Ahmad, although it goes out for a goal kick, the idea nevertheless applauded by this supportive Old Trafford crowd.
Yeah, Ahmad down that right-hand side, just approaching the corner of the box, tries to just put one inside, carries on with a run to the byline, but Cunha's touch too far as it just drifts out.
Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1, and a goal elsewhere in the Premier League at Molineux. Pat Murphy.
It's gone to Everton, scored a header by Beto, concerted pressure from Everton, the ball not properly cleared. There he was, 10 yards out, a deft header. Wolves 0, Everton 1.
Cheers, Pat. Wolves pointless so far, although they did win in the League Cup in midweek, but they're yet to score in the Premier League, and they've fallen behind there to David Moyes' side. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0 remains the latest at the Stadium of Light. After this, we have got commentary, after Sports Report, commentary from Ellen Road. Leeds United against Newcastle United, but this is the first of 6 Premier League commentaries across the 5 Live network. Plus we've got the Old Firm for you tomorrow from 12 o'clock at Ibrox. So a slightly earlier start for Steve Crossman at 10 to 12 tomorrow. But 8 minutes in here at Old Trafford, Burnley with Foster and now Hannibal out to Brun Larsen on this near side, the right. Brun Larsen back towards Cullen, the Irish international. Here is Kyle Walker, passing the ball and zipping it around on that greasy surface quite well. Ugochukwu decides to run away and runs away from Casemiro and Fernandes with ease. Now it's out towards the right-hand side, down by the dead ball line. Brun Larsen, right corner of the area. Cullen, promising build-up this for Burnley. Ugochukwu. Ooh, that's caught Casemiro full on in the face. You could hear the slap off the cheeks, couldn't you, from the ball? And because he's gone down, it's a head injury. The Burnley fans will boo, but I don't think that Sam Barrett, the referee, has got any alternative.
Yeah, it's hitting Plum right in the face as he goes to press. Ugochukwu just tries to cross it far post. The Burnley fans maybe hasn't realised what sort of contact it is, but we get another look at it. It's a bad one, but really good run initially, driving through the middle. Better from Burnley, finally getting a couple of passes.
You can imagine the sound of a slap across the face. That's what it sounded like when we could hear, even from our distance here, the ball hitting Casemiro full on.
A man of experience.
Barnsley 1, Huddersfield Town 0. Barnet 0, Colchester United 1, and Chesterfield 0, Crawley Town 1. Chesterfield, opportunity to go clear at the top after Crewe's defeat against Swindon at Gresty Road by 3-0. The other result in League 2 was Barrow 0, Fleetwood 1. League 1, Cardiff going further clear at the top, beating Plymouth 4-0, Doncaster 1, Rotherham 0 in that Yorkshire derby. That's the South Yorkshire derby. Barnsley Huddersfield is just a Yorkshire derby, and news of that Barnsley goal from Betty Glover.
They've had a brilliant start here. 1-0 it was coming. Davis Keeler done with the volley right in front of goal, capitalising on the Huddersfield keeper's mistake. They've been relentless in attack all season. They've shown that today already. Barnsley 1, Huddersfield 0.
If Huddersfield are to come from behind, I noticed that they kept clean sheets in all of their 4 League 1 wins this season, but they are trailing there at Oakwell, and Southampton have taken the lead at Watford at Vicarage Road in the Championship. So Watford 0, Southampton 1 is a latest scoreline. Remember, Hull City are still leading away at Bristol City. This is 5 Live and BBC Sounds, 11 minutes in. And Casemiro is okay to continue, and play will resume. And it is Shaw who's going to take a goal kick and touch the ball back towards Altay, and then Delict out towards Yoro, and across the back they play it, and then Cullen will head the ball forward. Remember, commentary on Sports Extra of Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. Chris Coles has the latest.
2 further excellent chances for Bournemouth. Firstly, Evan Nielsen already on the score sheet, dragging a shot wide from the edge of the area, and Antoine Semenyo, delicious cross from Brooks. Semenyo arrived, headed just over the bar. Spurs haven't started. Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1.
Goal at Oxford in the Championship, Sahel Sahi.
It's taken Coventry 12 minutes to score. Oxford 0, Coventry 1. Work down the left. It fell to Haji Wright 6 yards away. He pivoted and scored. Oxford 0, Coventry City 1.
12 goals in their previous 2 games in the Championship before today. They're high-flying, a Frank Lampard side, 3rd in the table this morning and unbeaten. Remember, they spanked Queen's Park Rangers last weekend. 0-0 here at Old Trafford. There's a free kick to Manchester United midway through their own half. Sunderland-Brentford, how's that started? Mike Minay.
0-0, 12 minutes played. It is building for the home side, though. Dangerous crosses have now turned into dangerous shots. Mukiele is blasted over from the corner of the 6-yard box. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0.
Winless in 5 of their previous 5 games against Brentford. However, Sunderland and Brentford have had a good week so far. Back-to-back wins. Harry Benjamin has news of the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying. Can't get back to Harry at the moment. There will be coverage of that on Sports Extra tomorrow at 5 to 2. As meanwhile, the ball has gone out of play for a goal kick, and it remains 0-0. And despite Manchester United's proactive start, should we say, Michael, they haven't really created anything.
No, they've not really. Just settled down nicely. Burnley just trying to get a couple of passes, trying to get a feel for it. Manchester United, a high energy start, slightly just having a little look, just waiting on build-up, finding a way.
And we'll try again with Harry Benjamin.
Yeah, after being on the back foot for most of the weekend, Oscar Piastri has secured pole position ahead of the Dutch Grand Prix, ahead of his teammate Lando Norris, with Max Verstappen in 3rd.
Thank you, Harry. How long will it take? And it might seem strange when you're talking about seasoned, experienced players, many of them internationals here for Manchester United. But from a psychological point of view, if they don't get the goal early, then how much do is it hard to try and banish those negative thoughts as a player?
I think they've had it for such a long period of time here. They understand the pressures of playing for Manchester United. If you look at certain ones on the pitch, I don't feel too much. Luke Shaw, what he's done, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, etc. You feel like they'll take the challenge on, but they've got to start getting results somehow.
Bruno Fernandes with a long diagonal ball brought down well by Mbeumo, and he produces a flying save from Dubravka. That was a delightful pass by Bruno Fernandes. The touch as well by Mbeumo, got the shot away early off his left boot. He just cushioned it with the outside of his left foot, and he only had one thing on his mind, and then Dubravka at full stretch with a one-handed save.
And it's a good save as well. Good pass to that right-hand side of the penalty area. It's like a Riyad Mahrez touch as he just brings it back inside, but very quickly sets it away.
And he's away again. Here is Mbeumo, ball over the top, drops over his left shoulder. It's it, KO wide. Set up so nicely for him to hit it first time, right-footed, across the face of goal and out for a goal kick. We talk about confidence. That last 60 seconds will give United a lift.
Yeah, it will. It's a supply line. Mason Mount, exceptional. Just drifts the ball into similar areas. Bremo's looking. He doesn't have to come inside this time. Right-footed, fires it right across. He's alert, he's upright, hits it well, just past the post.
I mean, they actually did play quite well, despite losing to Arsenal, didn't they? And certainly for the first hour, I would guess, or for an hour against Fulham, they played well. But obviously they made a wholesale changes in midweek. They've only made the one change from that Fulham game, and they've just had a couple of chances. We know that Southampton are leading at Vicarage Road. An update from Rich Wolfenden.
It was an out-swinging corner to the head of Nathan Wood as Watford come here, but it was Nathan Wood who got his first header into the path of Cameron Archer, who smashed it in from 2 yards out. Watford 0, Southampton 1.
Blackpool have taken the lead against Bolton Wanderers at Bloomfield Road. Mason Mount into the penalty area goes, bit of a tussle. Kyle Walker, and the referee's given a penalty. Kyle Walker and Mason Mount went shoulder to shoulder, and Sam Barrett has adjudged that there was a foul there from Kyle Walker. Naturally, it will get looked at by Stuart Atwell, the VAR. The Burnley players are protesting towards the referee, but the referee has given a penalty to Manchester United 16 minutes in front of the Stretford end.
Yeah, big moment. Kyle Walker gets pressed and Mason Mount gets to the other side. He tries to recover quickly, and if I just look at it on the edge of the area, he lends his body right across the path of Walker, right on the line. Referee right behind it, decides the contact there, but I'm saying, is that natural, is it not? He's looking, he's trying to make sure contact comes right in behind him. Will they overturn it? Will they see us enough? We'll soon see, but Walker will certainly say he's not fouled him, he's not committed in the challenge, and at that point it shouldn't be.
Mason Mount, I think, has locked the arm of Kyle Walker, but they talk about a referee's call. Mason Mount's pulling the shirt of Kyle Walker. I'm not too sure what Kyle Walker could have done in that situation.
He can't, it's the last bit as well. He's pulling shirt, he's got the front of Walker down on his shirt as the arm's locked in. They need to look at that shirt contact. But if I watch his left leg, he knows he has to get across Walker as he's getting towards the penalty area. And that's what he does, that's where he tries to gain the advantage. He's losing the race, as we know he's getting caught. Referee right next to it decides very, very quickly that it's going to be a penalty. VAR checking now, obviously.
Well, we often hear about the referee's call. Will the VAR stick with it, or does he feel that there has been a clear and obvious error? And that is the question that Stuart Atwell now will be asking as they are looking and continuing to look. And I guess the longer they...
Where's the tackle? Where's the challenge? Where's the contact from the defender? That's what I'll be looking at. You've obviously pointed out, Deno, that the pull on the shirt is obviously pulling him closer, which would do when you're having that pull. Has he made a challenge? Has he pushed him as his arms come out?
This is going to get overturned. This is going to get overturned because Sam Barrett has been instructed to come across to the VAR. And I've got to say, if it is overturned, I think they've made the right decision from what we saw with the naked eye, where they've locked arms, which I think was initiated by Mason Mount, and what we've subsequently seen on the monitor. So clearly, Stuart Atwell has said to the referee, you need to look at this again.
The referee, for me, I know it's difficult at real time. Imagine these two players going fully at it. He's getting a look now, the referee, at the exact point that we're saying. Getting the second little look, his arms beside his hips, just thinking about it, getting the information. But it's the key point is, why does Mason Mount's legs come across in front? He knows he has to get in front. He knows he has to get some contact. Walker doesn't make that any challenge, does he?
I don't think that shouldn't be a penalty. If this is a penalty, it would be extremely harsh on Burnley. So he's continuing to look at the monitor, and he's having a good hard look. And he's been shown various angles as well as Sam Barrett. Hear what he says in a moment, because he's having a look. He went to walk away. He wants one last look again. He's still looking as he now makes his way back onto the pitch. And here we go.
After review, Burnley number 2 does not commit a foul.
The penalty has been ruled out, overruled by VAR, and I have to say, as a neutral observer, the correct decision. There's been another goal at Bristol City in the Championship. Owen Gwynedd.
Yeah, Bristol City 1, Hull City 1. Emil Rees has scored his first goal for the Robins since joining from Preston. A cool finish with the ball coming in from the right-hand side. Bristol City 1, Hull City 1.
Another goal at Oxford, Sahel side.
We're level here, Oxford 1, Coventry 1 from a free kick. It was spilt by the Coventry goalkeeper, Carl Rushworth, and Wilt Lancashire was there to poke home. Coventry 1, Oxford 1, beg your pardon, Coventry 1.
In League 1, Burton Albion 0, Luton Town 1, and at Fir Park in the Scottish Premiership, it's Motherwell 0, Kilmarnock 1.
Do you know what's funny now? Kyle Walker, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw having a debate about the situation. Luke Shaw saying you pulled him. Kyle Walker's saying, no, I didn't, my arm just came across. Mason Mount having a bit with him as well. You do still see a little bit of that in the pitch. It's nice to see.
Well, Hannibal dives into a challenge with Bruno, who digs it out and up towards Cunha. Break is on for Manchester United, 0-0, 5 live in the World Service. Cunha right at the centre circle, back out towards Ahmad. Just about keeps the ball in play. Now he's attacking on the front foot. They won't get round the back of the Burnley defence. That could be a penalty. Oh! Hartman dived in. I thought that he might have caught Ahmad. Michael, what do you think? To the naked eye, I thought that might have been one.
Hartman dives across. It's really, really quick. But why does he close his legs? Why does he sort of stop and wait? Is the contact? The ball slides. I think the referee's on top of it. I think it looks like he gets the correct decision, and I don't think he was really trying to make a meal of it. It's got exciting, there's drama, this is what we want.
And as the rain continues to fall, that has been quickly dismissed by VAR, and Michael Brown was spot on. Flicked on at the near post, not flicked away though by Burnley. The defence is under pressure. Awarded one penalty and then strong penalty appeals dismissed. They're on the attack though now. Cunha fires over the cross, and Yoro was the one who was forward on the edge of these areas, heads over the top of the crossbar. It goes out for a goal kick. 0-0 it remains. Goal at Sunderland, Mike Miney.
That has just been ruled out. Brentford thought they had the lead when Ouattara went storming down the middle, pulled himself out to the left-hand side and slotted it into the far corner, but VAR's checked it. Dango Ouattara's offside. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0.
But there has been a goal at Molineux, Pat Murphy.
Equaliser for Wolves, superb counter-attack, excellent pass by Munetsi down the right, Pickford in goal, caught in no man's land, and there was Swang to sweep it in from 10 yards out. Wolves 1, Everton 1.
Midway through the first half, BBC Radio 5 Live, also available on the BBC Sounds app, and we're live on the World Service. It remains 0-0. Mbeumo, Ahmad. Well-directed header, and Ahmad runs onto it now over the halfway line, links up with Mbeumo, gives the ball back towards Ahmad. Casemiro joins the attack. Midway through the Burnley half, Casemiro's flat ball in, and Kyle Walker tucked in, managed to get something on it, and it goes out of play for a throw. Updating the Women's Rugby Union World Cup, Maz Faruqi.
A move through from their own 22 that ends with the Lorraine Senivutu grounding the ball in the right corner for Fiji. The conversion was missed, but Fiji have woken up in this match now. Scotland 10, Fiji 5.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra 2 via the BBC Sounds app. 0-0 at Old Trafford in the Premier League. Dallow with a throw on this near side, the left, in towards the near post. Cullen is there to try and head the ball away for Burnley. Mount passes the ball back towards Shaw on the halfway line, left of the centre circle. Forward ball, Casemiro lays it off. Fernandez could have gone out wide right, instead plays it short to the left for Shaw. Mount to Dallow. Tackle comes in once more from Brune Larsen on this occasion. Manchester United take a quick throw. Ruben Amorim and his assistant getting very, very animated. The two of them, they're desperate to get the message across. They want the ball out wide right, then they do try and play it that side, but it goes long. It's actually taken off the chest, all in green, by Dubravka, and then he picks the ball up. And it would appear after that flurry of activity where they had a couple of penalty appeals, one was awarded and then dismissed by VAR, overruled. Burnley just starting to try and take the heat out of this Manchester United side, although as the ball then goes back to Dubravka, Cunha, full of running, darted at Dubravka, and Burnley had to hurriedly clear the ball away downfield.
Yeah, they've been under pressure, a little bit wobbly moment for Burnley now. Manchester United just keep attacking, they can't keep hold of the ball. Bruno Fernandes, lovely little touch around the corner. Does he get caught? Yes.
Burnley, though, are not in this game at the moment. They're not posing any threat whatsoever to Manchester United in the final third. It seems to be that they're trying to contain Manchester United for these opening 25 minutes.
I don't think that's the worst thing. We were looking and thinking, what type of approach will they be able to come and counter? Will they sit? Will they wait? Just try and frustrate. But it's Manchester United, have got the initiative. These two in the middle, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro just trying to draw people in. Bomo just coming short. He's looked lively, hasn't he? Like he can make something happen.
And Mbeumo with a switch of play. And Kyle Walker coming across and sliding into the challenge. And Dallow was caught, and the referee has given a...
He's given a foul, hasn't he? Has he not given him a foul for the contact as he slides through?
Yeah, he has.
Good diagonal pass. Walker desperately tries to recover. Goes committed, slides quickly, and it's just that tackle. The referee decides there is a free kick.
The reason I hesitated, though, he's given the free kick further back than that. This is down towards the byline.
Is that a foul? Do you know, and look at his one, he's slid in.
I, like you, am a little sceptical. Bruno Fernandes to take it. Bradford City 0, Wimbledon 1 is the latest score in League One. Bruno Fernandes just mops his brow in the wet conditions. 26 minutes played and still goalless here at Old Trafford. Attacking the Stretford end. Left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes towards the far post. Off the crossbar. Caught out then by Dubravka. But now the goal has been awarded. Goal line technology. And Manchester United do take the lead. He's pointing to the wrist, is Sam Barrett. And Manchester United, with an element of good fortune, have scored despite the best efforts of Martin Dubravka, because the header came in, I think it was from Dallo, came down off the crossbar, took another deflection, and Dubravka, in a desperate attempt to claw it out, couldn't do so. 1-0.
Yeah, Sam Barrett, the referee, doesn't know what day it is at the moment, what he's given. It's a great ball in, the delivery central. Casemiro heads it off the bar. It deflects very, very unkindly back behind the goalkeeper. Ricochets, and then his strong right hand comes back. It's a wonderful save, but it's not enough. Referee waits, the watch tells him it's gone over the line. Very cruel on Burnley, on the goalkeeper. Such wonderful technique. Kyle Walker gets up to the referee and tells him it shouldn't have even been a free kick in the first place.
It's actually been credited as a Josh Cullen own goal, because it was he who was stood inside that 6-yard area, and it just struck his shoulder back off the crossbar, and Manchester United lead by a goal to 0. It was a valiant attempt by Martin Dubravka, but he couldn't keep it out. Manchester United 1, Burnley 0, 28 minutes played. Grimsby Town 0, Bristol Rovers 1 is the latest score in League 2, and Livingston lead Hearts by a goal to 0 in the Scottish Premiership. And Kenny Crawford's there.
Yeah, 26 minutes score in Ammanville. Livingston 1, Hearts 0. Brilliant goal by Lewis Smith, cut in from the left-hand side and drove it in at the near post. Second of the season for him. Livingston 1, Hearts 0.
Updating the rugby, Scotland-Fiji, Mas Faruqi.
They've weathered a bit of Fiji pressure and responded to their opponent's score. Second try of the match for Arona Lloyd. The 2 added by Helen Nelson as well, right in front of the post. So Scotland stretched their lead. Scotland 17, Fiji 5, 2.5 minutes till the break.
That's on Sports Extra 2. Tottenham-Bournemouth is on Sports Extra. Chris Coles is keeping an eye on Spurs-Bournemouth.
Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1. It is all Bournemouth. 2 further excellent chances. A David Brooks free kick, well saved by Vicario, and Semenyo to Tavernier, left-hand side of the penalty area, blocked by a sliding Van de Ven. Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1.
Cunha is down at the moment. They are tending to what looks like a problem with his left knee. Manchester United lead Burnley by a goal to 0. Sunderland-Brentford, Mike Maine.
Sunderland trying to get back on top after a bit of Brentford pressure, which saw that goal ruled out from Dango Ouattara, offside, ruled out by semi-automated offside technology. It was a knee, that was all. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0.
And we'll continue to sweep around the grounds in the Premier League. Molineux, Pat Murphy.
1-1 here at Molineux against Everton. A ferocious counter-attack by Wolves. They've really torn into Everton. Everton running away with this game the first quarter and a half, but now they're right back in at Wolves. It's Wolves 1, Everton 1.
Thank you, Pat. Cunha is on his feet, but he's going straight down the tunnel, and Cunha is unable to continue. So they're going to have to be forced into a change now, Manchester United, which would be a worry for Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, it will be a concern. He's had a long time to think about it. He was right near the tunnel, waiting to see if he was possibly able to come back on. We've just seen as well harsh words on the referee. Walker walked the whole length to go and have a deep conversation about that free kick, but you've got to move on, you've got to find the solutions as Manchester United wait to look and see what they're going to do and how they're going to replace.
I've got to say, they're taking an eternity to get the substitute on the field of play. It's going to be Xerxes, because he was actually warming up. There seems a little bit of confusion as to who was the player who was going to be coming on, but he's quickly whipped off his training jacket, and Xerxes is going to be coming on. Meanwhile, Burnley, trailed by a 1-0, have been awarded a free kick on this right-hand side in front of the away support, and Bruno Fernandes is actually pointing out that they want the substitution to happen. And indeed, Joshua Xerxes made his first appearance of the season at Grimsby in midweek, comes on there for Cunha. So Grimsby 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Manchester United still leading here by a 0-0. There are no other goals to tell you about. And this free kick is either going to be Hartman with an in-swinger off his left boot, or Cullen with his right. Cullen will leave it. It will be Hartman. Goes in towards the near post. Headed away by Bruno Fernandes. Interesting though, isn't it, that Benjamin Sesko's on the bench. He was the 10th penalty choice taker the other night against Grimsby. 10th choice in the shootout. And yet here, they've lost Cunha. And he's been
Is he not fully fit? Is there something we're missing? Is it him trying to find his feet and his weight? The question marks asked, and I don't know, is he not the manager's pick? It's always a strange decision when you have somebody like that and you don't put him on, but just seeing that free kick there was two of them really close and really no space. It should have been a better delivery from Burnley. They had a good opportunity in that wide area.
Well, they said the reason he was 10th choice the other night was that it was his first start and it was a heavy pitch, and he might have been. There's surely no excuse for him not coming on now, especially when you paid, what was it, £66.3 million, half an hour in. Exeter City lead Peterborough United by a 0-0 as Brun Larsen attacks for Burnley. The reason I mentioned Bristol City is that it popped up my video printer, will be apparent in a moment, but we'll watch this cross from Hannibal first of all, that is cleared up in the air by Bruno Fernandes. And the reason I mentioned Bristol City is another goal. Owen Gwyneth.
Bristol City 2, Hull City 1 after going down to an early goal. Bristol City out ahead. Anis Mehmeti with the second goal of the game for Bristol City after he missed a sitting chance, a glorious chance to make it 2-1 earlier on. But Bristol converted pressure into goals as Bristol City 2, Hull City 1.
Ball played over the top. Lyle Foster takes it in his stride, then goes out of the penalty area, sends over the cross. Ahmad is tucked in, heads the ball away. Walker
1, Everton 2.
We've got about 11 minutes to go to half-time here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Manchester United 1, Burnley 0.
That was the first opportunity. Good ball in. Lyle Foster just pulls into the penalty area, right-hand side. His touch is poor. It takes him away from goal. Just that little difference. If he could have just brought it inside, he'd have had a good opportunity to test the goalkeeper, something they haven't done yet.
Stevenage leading Wycombe Wanderers by a 0-0. Wycombe, who are yet to win. Stevenage have started the season well. They were third this morning in League One, trying to keep pace with Cardiff, who beat Plymouth earlier, to maintain their position at the top of the table in the embryonic stages in League One. Still unbeaten Cardiff. This will be a free kick to Burnley midway through the Manchester United half, and it is going to be left for Cullen. Doesn't play it in despite the big men going up from the back. Instead it's knocked out towards Walker. He now floats it forward. Brun Larsen is beaten in the air by Dallo. Ugo Chukwu handball, free kick to Manchester United. Home side with the advantage here. 10 minutes to go to the break. Half-time, though, in the Rugby Union Women's World Cup. Mas Faruqi.
Yes, and a match very much in the balance, you feel. Scotland with 3 tries scored to Fiji's 1, but only leading 17-5. But if they hold on in the second 40, they will qualify for the quarter-finals, and Wales will be out. Scotland 17, Fiji 5 at half-time.
Incidentally, England-Samoa gets underway at 5, and we will have commentary on Sports Extra of that. So, Scott Parker, who never won here at Old Trafford as a player in his club career, drew 3 and lost 6, has got some work to do. As Crawley have got a second goal at Chesterfield. Chesterfield 0, Crawley Town 2 is the latest score in League 2. Manchester United 1-0 up. Bruno Fernandes just trotting back towards the halfway line, midway through the Burnley half, out to the left. Dallo just tries to roll away from his fellow number 2, Kyle Walker, not once but twice, flicks it up in the air, strikes the chest of Walker, and Walker then plays it off the legs of Dallo, and that will be a free kick to Burnley. Michael Brown.
Dallo doing a little pirouette, a turn, trying to get away from Walker down that left-hand side, trying to just advance, but now the crowd is waiting to see what Burnley can do, how they can react, but Burnley on the ball, got to do better, got to be more sort of patient in build-up and then show some quality. They're going back to front quite quickly. There's another opportunity.
Walker's ball from the back. Jayden Anthony was making a diagonal run, but it was Ahmad who saw it back to Altay, who's cleared it away downfield. Ekdal's header goes straight towards Bruno Fernandes, picking up the ball in space inside the centre circle. Xerxes is challenged by Ugo Chukwu, who wins the ball fairly. Anthony picks it up for Burnley, and on that left touch line to Cullen, who spins and quickly releases the ball up now towards Brun Larsen, controls it on the edge of the area, enters the penalty box. Brun Larsen passes the ball towards Hannibal, got it away, right-footed, couldn't keep it down. What was he, 10 yards out from goal, right-footed, over the top of the crossbar, goal kick. United lead Burnley by 1-0. Another goal at Oxford, Sahel Sahi.
And Coventry lead Oxford by 2-1. Victor Torp, direct from a free kick, 20 yards out, blasted it home. Oxford 1, Coventry 2.
Burnley's best chance, Michael.
Yeah, good chance, good diagonal ball from Cullen. It looks like it wasn't any sort of room on the edge of the area. Hannibal had been waiting for that chance, takes his touch, he's falling, he's off balance as he strikes it over. Just outside that 6-yard area. Scott Parker, applause. Happy with the contribution.
Now Barnsley is still leading Huddersfield by 1-0, but someone's had a player sent off. But who? Betty Glover.
It's gone from bad to worse for Huddersfield. They've been shown a red card, and it's a big foul on McGoldrick from the goalkeeper, Owen Goodman. So their goalkeeper's been sent off. He also fumbled the ball for that Barnsley opener as well. This is not good for Huddersfield. Barnsley 1, Huddersfield 0.
So Barnsley are ahead. Second placed Huddersfield have seen Cardiff go clear of them after that handsome win in South Wales earlier. We've got about 7 minutes to go to half-time here at Old Trafford. The rain has all but stopped, it would seem. Altay out to Dallow, cushion header in field. Mason Mount gets away from Cullen on the halfway line and looks for Ahmad as he floats the ball over towards that far side, the right. Manchester United attacking from right to left. Ahmad cuts inside. Looks from Mbumo, comes back towards Ahmad, who hits it first time, left-footed, took a deflection on its way through, corner kick to Manchester United, who lead by 1-0.
Yeah, really good play. Ahmad finally getting chances, coming inside off that right onto the left foot. Firstly tries to play, gets blocked, second one comes across, right on the edge of the area, central, tries to strike, but it was a great lunge, a great last-minute tackle.
Cambridge United 1, Newport County 0 is the latest score in League 2. Newport County, who have lost their last 4 games and are behind at the Abbey Stadium. Manchester United 1, Burnley 0 remains the latest score. It's Mbumo to take the corner kick over on that far side, the right. In it goes, flicked on at the near post and strikes the top of the crossbar from Mason Mount's effort. Just kissed the top of the crossbar and into the Stretford end.
Yeah, great delivery. Mason Mount just drifting towards that front post zone, just flicks it, uses the pace. Back post, just on the top of the crossbar. Walker just desperately swing back. But there's too much on it. Good quality set piece.
Got to say, Ruben Amorim will be pleased with the response of his players after that setback in the League Cup in midweek.
Yeah, but absolutely delighted, wondering what's going to go for him. Lots of his questions asked. It's been a positive one. Yes, it could be better. We've been a little bit fortunate on the goal. We obviously talk about that, but they've showed confidence, a belief and a structure to try and build from there. And we're seeing now the intensity levels have been a lot higher for me when I've seen Manchester United in recent times. In the middle of the pitch, though, those two still like to slow it down. That could be the downfall in the second half.
You know, when I said the rain had relented, it hasn't. It has returned. Shaw hits the ball forward. Ekdal, unchallenged, heads it away for Burnley in their sky blue shirts. That'll fall to the feet of Casemiro. Goes in field to Ahmad, who's in a central area. Tried to spread it out wide, but it was intercepted by Hartman. And Hartman, the left-back now, asks questions of Jayden Anthony. But to be fair, Jayden Anthony needs better service than that. It was always going away from him on this wet surface, and it runs out of play for a throw to United. 4 minutes to go to the break.
For all the good work, Hartman stepping forward, you do feel like they're trying to force it then. From not having a play, it probably could look and go, right, well, I can just check back, look across into my midfield player, get an extra pass in. Don't always just try and play, like we just said before, where they're going in behind, trying to go direct. I know they're trying to catch Manchester United, but...
Manchester United continue to come forward. It has felt very much like one-way traffic for large parts, the way that they've dominated possession in this first half as we approach half-time. There's been a goal at Portsmouth in the Championship. Emily Herbert.
And Portsmouth are ahead. And it's Andre Dozzle with a drive from the box. It's incoming. They've been well on top in this game. Preston are unbeaten.
I can assure you that was Emily Herbert and not Norman Collier for people of a certain age. Portsmouth 1, Preston North End 0 is the latest score, and it was Andre Dozzle with the goal at Fratton Park. But another goal at Ashton Gate. Owain Gwyneth.
Yeah, Bristol City 3, Hull City 1, a slip in the Hull defence, allowing Emil Reist to walk through for a 1-1 chance, slipping it beyond the goalkeeper. Easy stuff here for Bristol City now. Bristol City 3, Hull City 1.
And to think they took the lead, and still that away win since April the 5th might remain as a stat. 2.5 minutes to go to half-time here at Old Trafford. Manchester United are leading Burnley by a 1-0. I don't think there's any other goals to tell you about around the country. A little glance at the video printer to my right. There's now Ekdal on the edge of his own penalty area, goes back. Dubravka half-heartedly gets it away, flicked on there by Estev. It keeps coming back though. This is worrying for Burnley. They just cannot get out. This is Dalot, comes to a standstill, passes the ball towards Shaw. Bruno Fernandes will give it back to Luke Shaw. Mason Mount, both of those two overlooked by Thomas Tuchel. Once again, no Manchester United player in that England squad that was named yesterday. They go across the back. Yoro joins the attack. Ahmad on that far side, the right. This is Mbumo level with the penalty area. Comes on the inside of two sky blue shirts, tries to thread it through. They lose it momentarily. Casemiro wins it back, gets it now from Ahmad, plays it towards Bruno Fernandes, gives it towards Mbumo. Intricate little passing from Manchester United, cross from Casemiro, repelled by the head of Estef behind for a corner kick. Manchester United dominated.
Yeah, great little give and goes. Everybody aware, everybody wanting the ball for Manchester United. Setting it and round the corner, trying to create. And then as that ball comes in, diverted wide. Another set piece. Dubravka really demanding more from his defensive line, trying to organise. He knows this could be huge if Manchester United get another.
Sean McLaughlin has been sent off for Blackburn Rovers. They're at home to Norwich City in the Championship, but Blackburn are down to 10 men just before half-time. And Barnsley have got a second goal now against the 10 men of Huddersfield Town. Barnsley 2, Huddersfield 0. Manchester United corner kick. And Mbumo swings it over, goes past everybody inside that penalty area. Casemiro does ever so well to keep the ball in play. He can't fault his levels of desire here. You could in the first half at Blundell Park, but that's just down to his perseverance there, and as a result they've won a corner kick, Manchester United.
He didn't give it up, really. I thought he's a bit old for that, running all the way towards the byline, but he got there, turned, ricocheted, then went towards the byline and managed to win his team a corner. Now the delivery, Bruno Fernandes. The pressure's on Burnley later on in this first half, and you see everyone in the technical area of Burnley desperately trying to organise.
It's going to be Bruno Fernandes to take the corner kick. Flights it over. Ahmad on the volley. What a save by Dubravka. De Ligt's header bundled over. That came through a crowd of players because Ahmad caught that so sweetly off his left boot. That was a terrific reflex save by Dubravka. He's kept Burnley in the game. As the ball goes all the way back towards Altay, hits it downfield. Flicked on by Xerxes. 8 minutes of added on time that we're now into. And let's get news of that second Barnsley goal from Betty Glover.
Barnsley 2, Huddersfield 0. 10-man Huddersfield have a mountain to climb now. Connell with a brilliant goal outside the box. His strike took a deflection, rolled in past the new keeper Lee Nichols. Could do nothing about it. Barnsley 2, Huddersfield 0.
Great technique, wasn't it, from Ahmad?
Honestly, I'm looking at that. It's like Beckham's skulls here at Old Trafford, where that corner kick comes in, the diagonal one. They play it a little bit further back. Ahmed comes on left-footed. It's so sweet. It's so clean. Nice height from the goalkeeper. We would have seen something special. Still a good save.
Luton Town have got a second goal at Burton Albion. Burton Albion 0, Luton Town 2. And Tranmere Rovers have taken the lead at home to Notts County. And Josh Sargent, who has scored a lot of goals for Norwich this season from the penalty spot, has now put Norwich ahead against the 10 men of Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park. and Sonny Bradley for Lincoln has been sent off. Lincoln, in fact Sonny Bradley, a mixed afternoon for him, because it was his goal that has given them a 1-0 lead against Mansfield Town, but he's since received his marching orders. And Motherwell 1, Kilmarnock 1, so Motherwell have equalised at Fir Park in stoppage time there. Motherwell 1, Kilmarnock 1. We've got the Old Firm commentary tomorrow. Rangers Celtic from 12 on 5 Live. Brighton and Hove Albion, Manchester City at 2, and then Liverpool Arsenal at 4:30. And Forest West Ham, there'll be commentary on Sports Extra 2 from 2 o'clock, so a choice of listening tomorrow. But here in the 8 minutes of added on time, Manchester United deservedly ahead, deservedly on top.
Yeah, they are. And they keep sending set pieces in, winning territory, putting Burnley under pressure. They're committing fouls, and you know what's going to happen if they keep doing it. To stop and try and, as I say, accept Manchester United having the ball, just feel and wait and be patient, but they're making poor decisions, Burnley.
Free kick, Bruno Fernandes looks to take it quickly into the inside right channel of the area for Xerxes, who turns, has the shot blocked by Anthony. The ball spins and rebounds about 6 yards away from the halfway line, where Mason Mount plays it in, headed on by Yoro, headed up by Ekdal, falls towards Xerxes, and required actually Hartman to be alert to get the block in, because Ekdal didn't do his goalkeeper any favours whatsoever. Still the pressure remains. Bruno Fernandes with a low ball in, Xerxes shot. Hit it first time, right-footed, 8 yards out, off target, in front of the Stretford end, goal kick. Manchester United lead by 1-0.
Yeah, it was clever. Ahmed just coming down that right-hand side. Initially it's a quick free kick, they just can't clear it. Under pressure, nervous, and as it comes centrally, just get diverted into bodies. Bruno Fernandes tries to play it very, very quickly with a little back heel. And there on, Yoro, I think it was, who just tries to flick it towards goal.
I guess the only downside for Ruben Amorim, who continues to pace in his technical area, is that they haven't taken the other chances, and their lead, for all their possession, all their dominance, is just the 1 goal. As Hartman heads it and Cullen plays it on the half volley. Up forwards, Lyle Foster to give chase. De Ligt goes with him, left-hand side of the penalty area. Back to Ugo Chukwu. Ugo Chukwu now comes forward, surrounded by 3-4 red shirts. He's got to go it alone, and I'm not surprised that he's been dispossessed. Half-time at the Stadium of Light. Mike Minay.
Sunderland 0, Brentford 0, but if it wasn't for the knee of Dango Ouattara, the Bees would have been in front. Semi-automated offside technology ruling his goal out after Pace saw him storm down the middle. Sunderland started brightly and could have been in front themselves. Mukiele over from 6 yards. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0.
Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. They've reached half-time there. We'll get news of that very, very soon. Meanwhile, Kyle Walker is being booed by the Manchester United supporters as he waits to take a throw on that far side, the left. We're in stoppage time, and we're in the 5th minute of the minimum of 8 to be added on here at Old Trafford, where United lead by 1-0. Walker's throw aimed towards the near post, comes towards Hartman, hits it on the half volley, first time left-footed, blocked by a crowd of red shirts inside that penalty area, and now they can break, and the break is on, and Ahmad lays it up to Xerxes, and Mbumo's through the middle, and Mbumo now enters the penalty area, and Mbumo to Ahmad! He's put it wide. The counter-attack was swift, but it was not deadly. And Ahmad, from about 7 yards out, opened up his left boot and put it over the top. The second goal was there, surely.
Right, it was there. It was Burnley who had the momentum. It was a good block initially at the edge of the area from Xerxes. Then they countered quick. Ahmed the press. Xerxes backing it up. Jayden Anthony making a mistake. And then it flicked inside. Xerxes, a nice weighted pass from Bruno just down the right. Just puts it inside. It bounces. It wasn't the easiest. Some people will say it's an absolute sitter, as it just drops before Ahmed as he comes with that left foot. He doesn't catch it right. Big miss, a big opportunity wasted.
Half-time report then from Tottenham, Chris Coles.
Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. Evan Nilsson's deflected shot over Vicario. The advantage should be greater. Bournemouth have been much the better. Grumbles from the Spurs faithful on the half-time whistle. Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1.
Manchester United could be out of sight here, but they're not. But they are coming forward again. And this is Mbumo. Mbumo passes the ball. It might fall to Xerxes. It came off an outstretched leg of Ekdal, and he stumbled and he fumbled. And in the end, it was picked up by Dubravka, and had it got all the way through, I think it was Bruno Fernandes who was actually running in, who would have been unmarked into the penalty area. It will just not fall for Manchester United, that second goal.
Well, there's so many errors. Desperate defender, Dubravka just going down to one knee, just drops in front of him, doesn't it? And you're thinking, Del, what are you doing? How can you not get it away? How can you not move your feet? Scott Parker will be saying, please, can half-time come quickly? This is a good diagonal ball.
Over the top, dropped over the right shoulder of Jadon Anthony and ran all the way through to Altai's. Manchester United in stoppage time are still 1-0 up. Now the break at Molineux. Pat Murphy.
Everton lead 2-1. Beto, Hwang equalised for Wolves. Undai made it 2-1. Grealish outstanding. Wolves 1, Everton 2.
Match of the day tonight, BBC One at 10:20 for extended highlights and analysis. The goals will be available at 8 o'clock through the BBC iPlayer, the BBC Sport website and app, if you so wish. As Ekdal floats a long ball, strikes the top of the head by Lyle Foster and goes all the way out down towards the corner flag in front of that travelling support for Burnley. There are a few empty red seats in that Burnley travelling support in that right corner of ours, as we now are almost into the 8th minute of stoppage time here.
It's difficult to play that long diagonal past Burnley. Lyle Foster is getting frustrated. He's not really getting any service because of the system, the setup that they're in. Just sees that there. He's thinking, can I get something? Can I get a half chance?
After a shameful fallout from the cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April.
Head
And
tennis
if
at
their
the
rivals
minute,
Burnley win
Shaw
it
and
all,
then Mount. Ekdal steps forward out of defence, clips it forward. Swept to safety by Dalot, playing as a left wing-back. Estev is tight behind Mbumo, and there is the half-time whistle. Well, Manchester United's lead could be far greater, as it is. Despite having a penalty overruled through VAR, they are 1-0 up through a Josh Cullen own goal. So, in fact, we're still to actually see a Manchester United player score in the Premier League this season, although they have had their chances, Michael Brown.
Yes, they have. Manchester United started brightly with pace, with intensity, trying to play forward wherever possible. The excitement and the drama was those couple of sort of penalty appeals, and then it was all about the delivery. Casemiro yet again involved, making the difference. It was unfortunate as it ricocheted off Cullen. Dubravka did his best with a wonderful save. His goal line technology took over. Burnley have looked shaky, they've looked wobbly. It could have been worse for them.
It certainly could. Manchester United 1, Burnley 0 is the half-time score.
And elsewhere in the Premier League at half-time, Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1, Sunderland 0, Brentford 0, Wolves 1, Everton 2.
Foul on Mount, but the VAR and referee decided that it wasn't a half-time score at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Burnley 0. The goal coming on 27 minutes when Fernandes, his corner kick, was headed off the bar by Casemiro. The ball then struck Josh Cullen and it crossed the line before Dubravka could palm it out. Burnley have been on the back foot for long periods. They almost gave away a penalty with Walker's foul on Mount, but the VAR and referee decided that it wasn't a spot kick. And then in the closing stages, both Diallo and Xerxes missed gilt-edge opportunities. 1-0 at the break. Half-time score at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Burnley 0. The goal coming on 27 minutes when Fernandes, his corner kick, was headed off the bar by Casemiro. The ball then struck Josh Cullen and it crossed the line before Dubravka could palm it out.
After a shameful fallout from the cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goal statistics last season. Brian Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Bryan Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Bryan Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Bryan Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Brian Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Brian Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Brian Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goals statistics last season. Brian Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars. In particular, the pair of Mbeumo and Cunha excelled in their team's expected and converted goal statistics last season. Brian Mbeumo, in simple terms, put it this way: almost 8 over the plan. The home side will rely on captain Bruno Fernandes. His importance to the team is reflected in last season's figures. In addition, the Portuguese has collected 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 8 games against the competition's newcomers. He created 41 chances in those matches, 9 in a match in April of 2024, but provided no goal assists. Manchester, despite their unbeaten start to the new season, will be favourites. After a shameful fallout from the Cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite last year. But the Clarets have not fared well at the famous stand, winning only one of their last 25 matches here, most recently in 2020. However, of all the teams that have visited Old Trafford on at least 8 occasions, they have avoided defeat in more than half of the cases. Manchester invested the most money in the summer after Liverpool and Chelsea to strengthen the pecking order, which is why it requires an immediate contribution from its new stars.
.20 tonight on BBC One. Notts County have equalised at Tranmere Rovers. Matthew Dennis.
Post, they really deserve that try, Fiji. They've been...
Xerxes coming on for the injured Cunha, not Sesko, who remains on the bench. Manchester United, red shirts, white shorts, black socks, in the second half playing from left to right as we look, defending the Stretford end as they lead by a goal to nil. Altai is in goal, and then they've got a back three of Yoro, De Ligt and Shaw. Wing backs are Ahmad and Dallo, Casemiro, Fernandes, Mainu and Mbeumo and Xerxes. And I'd imagine now Bruno Fernandes might just go into a more advanced position with Mainu alongside Casemiro. As for Burnley in their change strip, the all sky blue, Dubravka is in goal. Back four of Walker, Ekdal, Estev and Hartman. Cullen, Hannibal, Ugochukwu, Anthony on the left, Brun Larsen on the right and Foster through the middle. And Burnley have been awarded a free kick, not quite in a central position, fractionally right of centre, 30 yards out from goal, as Altai just lines up his wall early in the second half. BBC Radio 5 Live and the BBC Sound. Hearts have equalised at Livingston. Livingston 1, Hearts 1 is the latest score in the Scottish Premiership. Remember, tomorrow we are live at Ibrox for Rangers against Celtic on 5 Live, the first of 3 commentaries tomorrow. After Sports Report, we're at Ellen Road today for Leeds United against Newcastle United. Now, Manchester United have got 4 in the wall. Burnley have lined up their own little wall ahead of that. Bruno Fernandes stands as a solitary figure behind. This will either be Brun Larsen or Hartman. There's the referee's whistle. It's Brun Larsen, right-footed, into the wall, into the penalty area. Lyle Foster is there, and the flag was up on the far side anyway. News of the goal from Livingston, Kenny Crawford.
Yeah, 48 minutes gone, Livingston 1, Hearts 1, and it's a Portuguese striker, Claudio Braga, getting his 6th goal of the season. Cross from the right by Kizaridis and a diving header by the front man Braga. Livingston 1, Hearts 1.
Thanks, Kenny. Michael Brown, you haven't said anything so far in the second half.
I've been quiet, you've got a smile on your face, you're recovered. Just as you've got to come back in here. No, you're okay. I think it's gone wide on that left-hand side. And yeah, Kobe Mainu just slot in at the base.
Dallo in field. Ugochukwu will clear it for Burnley, who are still in the game. That's the only positive, I'd imagine, for Scott Parker.
I think that'll be the message straight away. I think they'll be able to get into more advanced positions, be a little bit braver if they get the opportunity to do so as the game goes on a bit more.
Mainu with a cross, and Xerxes with an outstretched right leg tried to prod it goalwards. Got to say that Mainu got a lovely ovation when he came out ahead of the team just to warm up before the second half resumed from the Stretford end. Manchester United, there's a lot of talk about him still going away, albeit on a loan before Monday's deadline, transfer deadline at 7 o'clock on Monday night. Let's get news of that goal at Hillsborough from Naz Premji.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 1. Zandvoort Potnik, left-hand side, simple ball, simple goal. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 1.
Sheffield Wednesday without a win in the Championship, although they did knock out Leeds United in the League Cup in midweek in a penalty shootout 4 minutes into the second half. As Manchester United, sky's just starting to brighten up actually here at Old Trafford. Ball is nudged towards Shaw. Shaw from the left side of the centre circle runs forward. Mainu holds off Hannibal, but Hannibal manages to wrap his right foot into the challenge, and Burnley could break, but then Jadon Anthony couldn't hold on to the ball from Foster's pass, and Ahmad running back will tidy up with Yoro, and 5 minutes in, Manchester United are back in possession. Commentary on Sports Extras from North London, giving us an update is Tottenham-Bournemouth, Chris Coles.
Oh, how this game is only 1-0 Bournemouth, I do not know. They are creating so many chances, ripping Spurs to shreds. David Brooks, left foot shot off the bar, then he received the ball in the area, turn and shot, well saved by Vicario. Double change from Thomas Frank, he's seen enough. Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1.
Commentary of that then is on Sports Extra. Wimbledon are back in front at Valley Parade in League One. Bradford City 1, Wimbledon 2. Manchester United with Fernandes on that far left touchline, just strokes the ball towards Mainu and passes the ball back towards De Ligt. And there's no pressure at all, is there, Michael, on that back line for Manchester United?
No, there's not. If you look as well, Manchester United down that left-hand side, Dalot going all the way. It's forcing Brun Larsen to go all the way back to almost being a back five. That's why they can't get out that side. They can't get into any advanced positions.
Ball goes out towards Dalot, comes in off that left touchline, off his chest, attacks the byline, sends over the cross. Zirkzee at the far post, flick header away by Estep. It'll reach Mbuma. Mbuma right-hand side of the penalty area. Yoro's now with the cross, it's a very deep one. Bruno Fernandes will head it back. Ahmad beaten in the air. Ekdal didn't know where the ball was. Ugo Chukwu can bring it clear for Burnley as we go to Molineux, where there's been another goal. Pat Murphy.
Third goal for Everton, a magnificent one. Grealish, cute little pass. Dewsbury Hall on his left foot, instant shot, roof of the net. Superb goal. Wolves 1, Everton 3.
Wrexham, who are yet to win in the Championship, have taken the lead. Millwall 0, Wrexham 1 is a latest score, and our featured game in League 2. MK Dons against Walsall, Nikesh Ragani.
Unbeaten MK Dons 0, Walsall 1. Charlie Lakin, who had a couple of big chances in the first half. Left-footed shot from the edge of the area, deflected into the bottom corner. No chance for the keeper. MK Dons 0, Walsall 1.
So with Chesterfield at home and losing against Crawley, Crewe, the leaders this morning, were beaten at home by Swindon in the early game by 3-0. And MK Dons, who've, despite being third, are actually going to go to the top of the table, albeit on goal difference, with the results that they're currently standing in League 2. Burnley, Esteve, challenged. Hannibal picks up the loose ball. Might fall here to Foster, inside the penalty area, turns. Yoro was alive to the danger and clears it away up towards Zirkzee. But an indication that Burnley are still in this game, Michael.
Yeah, they're coming strong, some really strong challenges, some late ones. Casemiro was caught, then he come across, good sliding challenges. Bruno Fernandes also commits a foul, but Burnley growing, getting better, more comfortable as they drive forward, and that'll be the danger and how much they commit for, because Manchester United will pounce, they will counter.
Let's get news of that Wrexham goal, shall we, from James Gregg.
It was completely against the run of play, and Kiefer Moore's head won the race to a high ball against the fist of Stephen Bender in the Millwall net. The away fans into raptures, a third goal in 2 matches for Moore, and Millwall 0, Wrexham 1 is the score.
Well, the away fans here are certainly being encouraged by what they've seen at the early stages of this second half, despite trailing by a goal to 0. As Anthony has been knocked to the floor off the ball as that free kick was about to be taken by Cullen. And referee Sam Barrett is just going to have a word, I think, with Diego Dalot as Anthony sits on the floor and then slowly gets, in fact, a helping hand back to his feet from Dalot. 8 minutes into the second half, 1-0 to Manchester United. This free kick is 10 yards forward of the centre circle, and it is the Manchester United half. Penalty at Sunderland, Mike Minay.
And Shard has just seen it saved by Robin Roos. Was terrible on the direction towards the bottom left-hand corner. And Brentford have a penalty save. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0.
Haven't had much fortune, Brentford, in that game. A goal disallowed with VAR and now a penalty save. There's a cross from Mbuma on the left. Was almost directed in past his own goalkeeper by a sliding Kyle Walker. Instead, Burnley go to the other end and look towards Lyle Foster. Keeps the ball in play. De Ligt, though, gets there to that loose ball first and tidies up towards Altai. Well, that was almost an opportunity for Manchester United with another own goal to have increased their lead. You think that Muniz scored their goal for them at Fulham last week?
Well, it was almost there, wasn't it? As Walker just stretches, I'm thinking, does he leave it? He wasn't sure what was behind him. He gets a toe on it, the camera just pans in on him. It's a great delivery, and Mbeumo down that left, puts it into a key area. Walker unsure, reaches out, almost an own goal, fortunately, right into Dubravka.
He's won here 6 times at Old Trafford. It's the joint most in his career, along with David Silva and James Milner. Chesterfield 1, Crawley Town 2. Burnley, though, showing a lot more ambition in this second half. Here is Foster, right corner of the area. Back towards Cullen. Cullen, who's always been a tidy little midfielder, economical with the ball. Leyton Orient 0, Northampton Town 1 is the latest score in League One. In comes the cross, and Burnley have levelled. Burnley have levelled through Lyle Foster. I've got to say they deserved that the way they started the second half. Cross came in from the right, Lyle Foster went to meet it, and Manchester United have been pegged back. Manchester United won, Burnley won.
Has this changed the delight to our right-hand side with those Burnley supporters? They played, they drove forward, it was a good delivery from the right, and just as it's fizzed right across that 6-yard area, Lyle Foster, I said he didn't have much service, he was waiting for an opportunity, but he was clever, he was bright, he was just waiting. De Ligt wasn't sure, he sets it off, but then from there on you get back in the box, you wait, and then your chances come your way. Build-up was good, the play was patient, but from there on it's a wonderful chance as Burnley just take it outside of the foot into the far corner in that 6-yard area.
Bearing in mind, at one stage he had the layoff. Nobody, from the right-hand side, he ambled his way back into the penalty area. Nobody picked up the run of Lyle Foster.
Well, they haven't, and I think that's the point, isn't it? You set off, you wait, but it was those extra passes that they had. Rather than going straight at it, they realised they couldn't get it, went back, then the build-up came, went round the outside, then they got the bodies, they got further people forward because of the extra passes in the middle of the pitch, and then to be unmarked, because the ball's so good, and the timing, give him the space.
Meanwhile, at the other end, ball cut back, and that didn't last long. Manchester United are back in front. A matter of seconds for Brian Mbeumo, the first Manchester United player to score in the Premier League this season, and his first Premier League goal in the red shirt of Manchester United. They're back in front 2-1.
It's down that left-hand side. The atmosphere now inside Old Trafford, and it's straight from the kick-off. Burnley not really dealing with it, they go direct, and then it's a run down the left. It's an initial flick, but you've got to go with runners. It does fall nicely, doesn't it? But as he drives to the line, it just pulls back. Bramwell very clever, as Dalot just cuts it back on that 6-yard area. He doesn't go for the line, he waits to see if it drops back, steps on, easy, comfortable strike right through the Burnley players on the line, and off he goes.
Burton Albion 0, Luton Town 3, Tranmere 1, Notts County 2. Bradford City have equalised at home to Wimbledon for a second time, 2-2 at Valley Parade. Chesterfield 2, Crawley Town 2 is the latest score, and Motherwell lead Kilmarnock by 2 goals to 1. A flurry of goals at Old Trafford. It's another busy Saturday afternoon on BBC Radio 5 Live, and Brian Mbeumo has put United 2-1 up.
Well, Scott Parker will be wondering what can he do. One direct ball from kick-off goes back to the goalkeeper. Don't get the first contact, but then they don't clear it. It's a bit of a misunderstanding as Dalot just gets the other side, but that's when he's clever. And Bremo sniffs out goals. He doesn't go to the line, he waits, and then so clinically, reacted quickly. Game on.
After just getting himself back into the game, Scott Parker will be so disappointed that Burnley then were unable to deal with a threat down that left-hand side. Blackpool 1, Bolton Wanderers 1 is the latest score in League One. The game has opened up though. Burnley now coming forward. We're going to the Rugby Union in a moment, but this is Hartman. Passes the ball forward. Foster's in here. Foster goes the goalkeeper. Burnley have levelled, but the flag's up. It will not count. The flag is raised. VAR will have to have a check at that. And while they do so, We'll get an update. Scotland, Fiji, Masfaruki.
Well, Fiji have just scored their third try, but the win might be wrapped up already for Scotland. Emma Orr taking advantage of Fiji having a player sin binned in the second half, skipping past a couple of players, touching down in the right corner. Helen Nelson slotting the conversion. So Scotland lead 29-15 with 65 minutes on the clock here.
We'll wait to see whether this goal is ruled out. I think he's just strayed it into an offside position. The only doubt is whether Dallow is the player who's playing him onside as the left wing back.
It's tight, you know. Don't we just getting a look at it now on the screen, and we thought initially it was an easy one. But when you get a little look, it does look like Foster's just edging towards, but we know angles, whatever we can see. A big moment, but what a finish it was. He went through, he was under pressure, sent the goalkeeper to the floor, went round him, and then that flag come up, the weight, the anticipation now that we're used to.
Well, bearing in mind they're using semi-automated offside, they've already disallowed a Brentford goal, and that one will be ruled out as well. Disallowed goal. So it remains Manchester United 2, Burnley 1, Blackpool 1, Bolton 1, Exeter 2, Peterborough United 0. Watford have equalised at home to Southampton in the Championship. So at Vicarage Road it's Watford 1, Southampton 1, and you're up to date. I tell you what, that was tight.
That's a toe.
Extremely tight.
It's a toe, is it not?
An armpit.
An armpit, something. If it was your foot, it would have definitely been offside, wouldn't it?
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, you got big feet.
What size are you?
Size 18.
Okay. In that case, then, in comparison to you, I have got big feet. 2-1 to Manchester United. We've been playing for an hour. This is 5. Sports report coming up. The reaction, as much live reaction as we can cram in with all the results with Mark Chapman before Leeds United, Newcastle United at 5:30. This is Bruno Fernandes. Forward ball, gets it back from Zirkzee. Central area. Casemiro now is the one who clips it back out towards that far side, the left. Dallow plays it back. Bypass is short. Casemiro was the one who had to accelerate to get there first because De Ligt was backpedaling away from the ball. But Burnley have been better in this second half, haven't they? In an attacking sense.
Like I said, tempo though. The tempo of the game, still, that's one thing Manchester United are improving. They're getting better. Can they sustain a level of sort of physicality for the whole game? That's something still questionable.
Mention Leeds Newcastle, the team news from John Murray.
Yes, a couple of changes for Leeds from the last week at Arsenal. Pirro is only a substitute. Tanaka's injured, so Mecha, and against the club he left this summer, Sean Longstaff come in. Latest arrival, James Justin's on the bench, as is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. For Newcastle, new signing Nick Voltemade can't play yet, so there's a first Premier League start for Newcastle for Will Osceola. Sandro Tonali and Cher are both fit, so that's a bonus. There's a first start for the club for Jacob Ramsey. Botman and Jacob Murphy are in, with Barnes and Alanga on the bench. Gordon suspended and Joe Linton injured.
Mainu with a shot, right-footed, took a deflection, corner kick. Manchester United lead by 2-1. They are attacking the end away towards our right-hand side. So commentary from Ellen Road. Should be a good noise, should be a good listen with John and Paul Robinson as Exeter City 3, Peterborough United 0 is the latest score in League One. This is a much better watch second half, isn't it? It was all one way United in the first half.
It's so good, and I think it's going to continue. Burnley will have the belief now they've been near the goal. They will keep coming, will take risks. Brebo's been the difference, and he's been an out for Manchester United wherever possible to keep it alive when the ball goes long.
Yeah, I'm sure the questions will still be asked about why no Sesko, though, to replace Cunha. Flat ball in, Bruno Fernandes on the volley from the corner kick on the right-hand side. Met it first time right-footed. It skimmed across the surface, and it was wide of that right-hand post as we look for a goal kick. Still 2-1.
Do you know, we've seen that set piece now. That's the third time. Huge scare in the first half. One didn't come off, the second one good straight from the goalkeeper. They're still hitting the edge of the area, aren't they, Manchester United? When are Burnley going to assist with stopping it, putting someone on the edge, realising where the threat's going to come? Tactically, they've got to do it quicker or they'll be punished at this level.
Latest from Tottenham Bournemouth, Chris Coles.
Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. The pattern of the game remains the same. Bournemouth playing all the football, creating all the chances. The latest, a ball to the back post. Marcus Tavernier, volley into the side netting. Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1.
Burnley are going to be making changes. There is activity. Chauner is one of them, who's a French forward signed from Lazio for £13 million. French under-21 international. So he's going to be coming on. I think there's another player as well who's still getting stripped, just slightly out of my line of vision. Meanwhile, the booze will tell you that there is Kyle Walker has in possession. He's got the hand, just held a lot the ball in his hand, that right hand, waiting to take a throw. Both hands are on it now. Not much movement though for him at this stage. Is he waiting for the corner kick at this opportunity? Yes, he is. And Hartman gives the ball back from fullback to fullback, and it's Walker's cross now, delivered deep and goes all the way out for a throw. So let's get news of that Watford equaliser. Rich Wolfenden.
Watford 1, Southampton 1 is the score. Kwadwo Bar off the bench, made the most of a slip by Ryan Manning on the greasy surface here at Vicarage Road. Right foot, powered it into the corner beyond Bazunu. 1-1 the score.
Hannibal getting a lovely ovation from the Old Trafford crowd for the former Manchester United player. Burnley signed him in August 2024, signed a 4-year deal. 13 appearances he made, so Chauner is going to come on for him, and it is just the one change. For the time being, Burnley have made just one alteration. Looked like I thought at one stage it might have been a double or indeed a triple change, but Scott Parker has had a change of heart as his side only trailed by 2-1 here at Old Trafford. Ipswich 1, Derby County 2. Now neither of those two sides are yet to win in the Championship. Ipswich took the lead, but Derby have come from behind and are leading by 2-1. And there are no other goals to tell you about, as Burnley have got a throw on this near side the left. They're attacking the Stretford end. Sky blue shirts and shorts, and they're waiting for Kyle Walker to come over from the far side, the right.
Yeah, a long way, isn't it?
It is a long way.
It's a long way. Then they went short because Manchester United all stayed in around the penalty area. They tried to play it back, but both the players for the 3-on-1 went the other way, and then he had to play the long ball around the back. It was a poor one, went out the back, but
Walker with the throw in towards the near post, flicked on, and Chauner bundled in. There's Anthony! Jadon Anthony from close range! Burnley for a second time today have equalised. They never dealt with a threat from the long throw, and Jadon Anthony pounced. Further frustration for Manchester United. Manchester United 2, Burnley 2.
It's a long way to go to take a throw in, but they got this one right. It was flicked on near post. You've got to react, you've got to defend better. The frustration on Amorim tells the story. But as they come across, it's sort of hanging around in front of the goal, and who gets the last touch, I'm not 100% sure. But it's just poked in. It was sort of an agonising wait as we just try to get another look, but they've got to get better contact. They've got to clear it. Just drops right in front of the goalkeeper, and they react really quick, don't they? Jadon Anthony, I think it is, and pokes it in, like you said.
After a shameful fallout from the cup, the Red Devils will want to get off the bottom. There has not been a worse team in the Premier League since April, and if their rivals Burnley win at Old Trafford, they will have won as many points as their opponents, and they did not even play among the elite.
It's sort of like parried and pushed away, but it's not it's pushed back into the danger area by Altay.
But you see as well, it also goes off Kobe Mainu, and another one. When he pushes it, he is sort of, I mean, he's impeded of Kobe Mainu, to be honest, to see it initially, to do better with it. Yes, he'd be disappointed, but not as bad as you look when you see that clip. But then it just sort of ricochets and goes in. It's now, what a second half we've got.
But as a former professional footballer, would you expect Altay to hold that? Would that seem hard?
I don't know if he can hold it, right? No. But I feel like he could get maybe better contact to divert it away. Like I said to you, it was just that knee when I seen him, Kobe Mainu, in his eye line, as it just drops across, and then you're seeing the Burnley players all around, and Anthony was quickest.
Elsewhere, Oldham 0, Gillingham 1, Reading 1, Port Vale 0, Oxford United, Coventry City. Sahel Sahi.
Oxford 2, Coventry 2, the equaliser from the home side. Direct once again from a free kick. Cameron Branahan swung it round the corner and sneaked it into the near post. It's Oxford 2, Coventry 2.
Burnley have been much better in this second half, and they're coming forward again. This is Brun Larsen, tries to skip away from one challenge. Cullen ratting around in the midfield, but loses out towards Mainu. Could be anybody's this game now, midway through the second half. Dallo, though, is away from Walker with ease. Dallo into the penalty area. Oguchukwu got there before Xerxes. You just feel the mood as well just starting to change inside Old Trafford. There's the apprehension now because Manchester United need this win.
They're going to go for
Bruno Fernandes to Xerxes with his back to goal. Mainu goes to place it into the area, right-footed, couldn't keep it down.
Oh, it's breathtaking. Absolutely brilliant stuff. End to end. It won't be if you're the coach of Manchester United. Scott Parker will take this all day long, that's for certain. But the reacting, the looking, he's the noise. Manchester United fans realise this will be a disaster if they don't win this game today. The amount of pressure would increase. It could go either way, and I feel like Manchester United are going to go for it.
Let's get an update from Molineux. Pat Murphy.
It's still Wolves 1, Everton 3. Everton controlling this game. They've stopped booing Jack Grealish. It's now a sharp intake of breath every time he gets the ball. Such is his influence. Wolves 1, Everton 3.
Benjamin Sesko is going to be coming on for the remaining 20 minutes here on BBC 5 Live. Burnley are looking at a change as well, potentially. So both sides here will be thinking we can grab a winner here. 2-2, 20 minutes remaining.
Well, they got the similar position, the long throw. What's amazing, you've got the Burnley substitutes with a towel.
Yeah, Joe Worrell there.
Drying the ball for Walker. It's much further away. The referee's saying come back, but I think we're going to try it again, surely, are they not? I'm nervous now, tension. They won't want this ball going. They've got to stop this one, first one.
Walker, in it goes. Esteve again tries to get the flick on. They get a corner kick. Esteve want the flick on for the equalising goal, and again he was causing problems. And from a set piece here, Burnley, can you imagine the reaction if Burnley were to go 3-2 up?
It's old school, right? This is just a long throw. You put somebody in front, somebody behind, make sure that first flick. It's not exactly the longest of long throws that you have to think, oh my God, it's right on top of the goalkeeper. Sesko waiting now. This has got to be right on top of the goalkeeper for me.
Well, they've been fragile with the set pieces of Manchester United. And let's see what Burnley can do. Chowner made himself available as a quick, short option for a Cullen corner kick on this near side in front of the tunnel area, attacking the Stretford end at 2-2. Gets the ball back from Hartman. Then Cullen's delivery, and it's caught by Altai on this occasion. And then it's a quick underarm throw out towards Ahmad, and the break is on for Manchester United if Ahmad can get his head up. But the sky blue shirts are running back and have packed that defence now, and in fact Xerxes has lost the ball. A goal at Sunderland, Mike Miney.
This one will count. Sunderland 0, Brentford 1. Crossing from the right, header downwards from Eager Thiago into the left of the net. Sunderland 0, Brentford 1.
It's going to be a fifth straight defeat for Newport. Cambridge United 2, Newport County 0 in League 2. Bromley 1, Harrogate Town 0, Wigan 1, Stockport County 1. And we're up to date, as it is going to be Casemiro who is going off for Benjamin Sesko to come on for his fourth appearance. Tottenham against Bournemouth, Chris Coles.
Bournemouth still leading by 1-0. You know what I'm going to say? Another Bournemouth chance, this time Tyler Adams, unmarked at the back post, decent connection. Another good Vicario save. Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1.
Another goal at Vicarage Road, which Rolfenden.
Watford 1, Southampton 2, they lead once more. Ryan Manning, who slipped for the Watford equaliser, slams in a free kick from inside the D. It flew past the goalkeeper Selvik. Watford 1, Southampton 2.
Staying in the Championship, goal Ashton Gate, Owen Gwyneth.
Bristol City 4, Hull City 1. Max Bird with the goal, the substitute. McCrory with a cross from the left hand side, powered in by Bird. This game is now over. Bristol City 4, Hull City 1.
This game is far from over. And I would say that Burnley will be fancying their chances here of a winner, the way that they've been transformed in this second half, Michael Brown.
Yes, interesting, is it, Casemiro, whether he feels that the game's going end-to-end too much, the leg side of it, well, he wanted that control, but look at the wide areas now. Burnley pushing people forward, taking more risk, as we said, but in possession, the passing's quicker. The danger is Manchester United are just waiting for that opportunity to drop into areas, but you wouldn't have said the game was going to be like this.
Manchester United could have been out of sight at half-time, but there is a fragility, a vulnerability to their play, and as soon as Burnley pegged them back, you could just see a few of the shoulders drop. Although Manchester United were quickly back in front, Burnley have shown their adventure in this second period, and here is Anthony, just couldn't slip it through to Chowner, the substitute. Free kick though for a foul on Ugo Chukwu.
Ugo Chukwu's done really well. Whether he's running out as well, he could be the next one for the change. Thought he's done a lot.
Foster battling for the ball up against De Ligt. Bruno Fernandes plays it forward, full of running. He's always a willing outlet is Mbeumo. Enters the penalty area right-hand side. Mbeumo with a chip cross. Cullen, he's been everywhere for Burnley in the midfield, hasn't he, Josh Cullen, former West Ham United youngster. Mbeumo, though, wins the ball back for Manchester United. Yoro, midway through the Burnley half. Out it goes towards Mbeumo by Bruno Fernandes. Mbeumo running forward on his toes, right-hand side. Mbeumo swings over the cross. Xerxes, far post, heads it into the 6-yard area. Hartman and Ahmad get a little bit of a tussle. Ahmad goes down. The crowd, more than the players, were appealing for a penalty. Ugo Chukwu is the player who's going to be going off. Josh Laurent is the player who's going to be coming on.
Yeah, great deep ball right into the back post. Xerxes heads it back across, and there's Ahmed trying to see if there's any contact. There's minimal. He goes down very easy, but the midfield for Burnley are not getting up, not getting tight enough. Scott Parker's seen that, wants to do something different.
Yet another goal at Molineux. Pat Murphy.
Second for Wolves, definitely against the run of play. It came from one of the substitutes, Rodrigo Gomez. Cross from the left, Mikalenko slow to react, swept it in from 10 yards. Wolves 2, Everton 3.
Earlier, Chelsea beat Fulham by 2-0 to go to the top of the Premier League. 2-2 here at Old Trafford. Sunderland 0, Brentford 1, Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. And as you've just heard from Pat, it is Wolves 2, Everton 3. Commentary from Leeds Newcastle at 5:30 on the way after Sports Report. In the Scottish Premiership, only the 2 goals being played. Livingston 1, Hearts 1. Hearts have an opportunity to go to the top of the table, but still drawing there. Motherwell 2, Kilmarnock 1. We've got the Old Firm live tomorrow on 5 Live. From midday, Burnley have been awarded a free kick forward of the centre circle. A penalty's been awarded at Sunderland. Mike Minay.
With 9 minutes to go, a chance to get Sunderland level. Enzo Lefebvre runs up to the ball and scores. Sunderland are back level here at the Stadium of Light. Enzo Lefebvre into the bottom right-hand corner. Kelleher goes the wrong way. Sunderland 1, Brentford 1.
Earlier, Brentford missed a penalty and had a goal ruled out through VAR. Bruno Fernandes has just been booked. Swansea City have got a second goal at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 2. We've got 14 minutes remaining of normal time. Going to give you all the latest scores in League 2, League 1 and the Championship. But at the same time, not wanting to miss any of the action here from what has been an entertaining second half. Ruben Amorim can't watch. Strange as Cullen with a free kick into the penalty area, headed away by De Ligt. Still think that it'll be a defining image of him not watching the penalty shootout from Blundell Park in midweek. I wonder what sort of emotional state the Manchester United manager is in after the game. You'll find out. We'll try and bring you that live reaction before we have commentary at Ellen Road. Bromley 2, Harrogate Town 0. Motherwell 2, Kilmarnock 2 is the latest score in the Scottish Premiership. And that Southampton's second goal, details of it from Rich Wolfenden at Watford.
It's actually Watford 2, Southampton 2. He scored a marvellous free kick last week. He scored another this weekend, if not even better. Nestori Irankuda from 25 yards out, bent it beyond the goalkeeper Bazunu. 2-2.
Swansea got that second goal, and that's Premji at Hillsborough.
They did. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 2. Simple ball into the box and a flick finish from Ronald to give them a 2-goal advantage. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 2.
OK, well, the results in League 2 earlier: Barrow 0, Fleetwood 1, Crewe 0, Swindon 3. These are the latest scores: Barnet 0, Colchester 1, Bromley 2, Harrogate 0, Cambridge 2, Newport 0. That'll be a 5th straight defeat for Newport. Chesterfield 2, Crawley 2. Chesterfield were 2-0 down. Grimsby 0, Bristol Rovers 1. That could be a first defeat for Grimsby Town this season. MK Dons 0, Walsall 1, Oldham 0, Gillingham 1, Shrewsbury 0, Accrington, Tranmere 1, Notts County 2. In comes a cross from the left-hand side, headed away well by the Burnley defence. Foster will give chase. De Ligt cuts it out on the halfway line, tidies up and back inside towards Mainu. Michael Brown.
Yeah, the energy that Burnley are pressing with, giving absolutely everything. Dropping back in and trying to run the channels. Manchester United really spread out now, make it as big as they possibly can, trying to just find this opening, find the winner, or we think that possibly could be the winner, the next one, but the way at times the team have defended, we'll never know, but here they come.
Here is Xerxes, Bruno Fernandes, 30 yards out along the ground, and Mbeumo helps it further out wide on this near side for Ahmad. Runs at Hartman into the penalty area. Hartman though stands his ground. Behind it goes for a corner kick. Blackpool 1, Bolton Wanderers 2 is the latest score in League One. As Mbeumo waits to take this corner kick for Manchester United. Certainly, we've seen the number of games in the Sean Dyche era where Burnley have held Manchester United. Indeed, they were very close to getting wins as well before they finished 2-2 on a couple of occasions, I recall. As Ahmad with a teasing ball in, it's 2-2 once again here today. In the Premier League area, you know, Burnley have avoided defeat in more than half of their 9 visits to Old Trafford. They've won 1, they've drawn 4, they've lost 4. In comes the ball, and Dubravka flies at that, punches it with both hands, out it goes for a throw.
He didn't half-dive, it was unusual, wasn't it? Like they just sort of left the ground, fisted it away, but they're not getting out quick enough to the corners, the short ones. Burnley are just sitting in on the heels. There've been some good clearances, but they've got to be brighter. Manchester United asking the questions now, putting the pressure on.
Of course, we know that football began before the Premier League, and in a run dating back to 1962, Manchester United have only lost 1 of 25 home games as they look for a winner with Bruno Fernandes. Tries to get the shot away, can't. Has to pass the ball out towards Dalot, left-hand side. Dalot with the cross, and Mbeumo waits, gets the header. Headed out by Ekdal, might drop to Fernandes, down into the ground, blocked by Anthony, edge of the area. And then the ball loops up, and Cullen has to slide into the challenge, and then it's cleared away by Bruun Larsen, and it's swept long, and Chauner will give chase as Burnley push on out as it remains 2-2 with 10 minutes remaining. Bradford City, who've been twice behind at home to Wimbledon, are now leading for the first time, and it is Will Swan who's been in excellent form for Graham Alexander's side with yet another goal. Bradford City 3, Wimbledon 2 is the latest score at Valley Parade. I'll give you the rest of the League One scores and the latest in a minute. Here is Laurent. His forward ball towards Foster, it wouldn't stick, De Ligt will go back. So the 2 results earlier, the leaders Cardiff beat Plymouth 4-0, Doncaster beat Rotherham by a goal to nil in the South Yorkshire derby, Barnsley 2, the 10 men of Huddersfield 0 is the latest score, Blackpool 1, Bolton Wanderers 2, Bradford City 3, Wimbledon 2, Burton 0, Luton Town 3, Exeter lead bottom of the table Peterborough by 3 goals to 0, Peterborough who are yet to win. Leyton Orient 0, Northampton Town 1, Lincoln City, despite being down to 10 men, still lead Mansfield 1-0, Reading 1, Port Vale 0, Stevenage 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Wigan 1, Stockport County 1. Championship scores to follow. Here is Fernandes, edge of the area. Ahmad now into Xerxes. First time shot, right-footed, central area, over the top, goal kick, 2-2.
Yeah, good play down the right-hand side, good combinations as it just goes across centrally into Xerxes' path. He's got to do better as it goes straight over the top, but Scott Parker's reacting now because of the pressure that his side have been put under, and it looks like he might revert to a back 3 here. And is this too early? Is he conceding? Does he need to stick with what has worked for him? Well, if you look down that sort of right-hand side area, they've almost gone into that with Bruun Larsen next to Walker anyway. So he's the changes.
Well, so Joe Worrell will come on for Ekdal, central defender for central defender, and Oliver Son, the Peruvian international right-back, will replace Bruun Larsen. So he will, as Michael Brown has called it perfectly, will go into that almost like a right wing-back role, and Kyle Walker then goes into a back 3 alongside Worrell and Maxime Esteve with some 8 minutes remaining. In the Championship earlier, Middlesbrough are the new leaders of the Championship. They beat Sheffield United by a goal to 0. Sheffield United, who've lost every game this season. Ruben Sellers under severe pressure already. As bottom of the table, 1-0 it finished at the Riverside. Queen's Park Rangers 3, Charlton 1. Stoke City, who were the leaders this morning, beaten by a goal to 0 by West Bromwich Albion, who moved second. They were the results. These are the latest scores. The 10 men of Blackburn Rovers 0, Norwich 1. Bristol City 4, Hull City 1. Ipswich 1, Derby County 2. Could be a first win of the season for Derby. Millwall 0, Wrexham 1. Likewise for Phil Parkinson's side in the Championship. Oxford 2, Coventry 2. Portsmouth 1, Preston 0. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea 2. Watford 2, Southampton 2. Ball cut out by Laurent for Burnley. Anthony and Foster are ahead of him. 2-2 here at Old Trafford. This is Anthony looking for the return run of Laurent in the penalty area. Edge of the area, goes behind Foster. Manchester United able to bring the ball away. Under 7 minutes remaining. Full time in the rugby, Masfarouki.
And Scotland have battled through to pick up the bonus point win as they confirm their place in the knockout stages with the pool match still to play. And this result also confirms Wales's elimination. Full-time Scotland 25, Fiji 15.
England-Samoa at 5. You'll have commentary of that in the Women's Rugby Union World Cup on Sports Extra. Chelsea earlier beat Fulham 2-0. Latest scores: Sunderland 1, Brentford 1, Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. Commentary of that game in North London is on Sports Extra. Wolves 2, Everton 3. We've got commentary of Leeds-Newcastle after Sports Report Europe today on BBC Radio 5 Live. As Manchester United with 6 minutes remaining, could they still be searching for their first win of the season after this game? Ruben Amorim certainly wouldn't have predicted that after that first half performance. Worrell diving header away inside the penalty area. Blackpool 1, Bolton Wanderers 2. Latest score in League One. Bruno Fernandes curls the ball across. We're going to go to Betty Glover at Barnsley.
Barnsley 3, Huddersfield 0. Just after having one ruled out for offside, Davis Keeler-Dunn has scored his second of the day, jumping on a loose ball, slotting it into the bottom left. Surely this is done now. Barnsley 3, Huddersfield 0.
It's done at Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers 0, Norwich City 2. A second of the afternoon for Josh Sargent as Yoro is coming off and Mats Rowie has come on to replace him. Mats Rowie, who has missed the start of the season due to a thigh problem, makes his first appearance of this campaign, and he will go in on the right-hand side of the defence for a Manchester United team that is looking well, 3 times they've failed to win their opening 3 games in Premier League history. They won the title twice. The last time in 14-15 they finished 4th. They started today 15th in the Premier League. The reaction of the crowd will be telling.
Well, Binder there just literally dropped the ball outside of the penalty area. It's a simple one. It looked very strange. Moans from the crowd.
Comments from Ruben Amorim will be interesting. We'll hopefully bring it to you live in Sports Report. Here is Mbeumo with the cross. It's an inviting ball. Sesko's header couldn't get over it onto the roof of the net and out for a goal kick. 2-2.
Yeah, the ball's really good down the right-hand side. It's just flicked, and it's the big weight. Can he rise? Can he get any sort of air on it? Sesko does. But unfortunately for Manchester United, just jumps on the back of Walker. Just goalkeeper diving as high as he possibly can as it just hits the top of the goal onto the net. I mean, does he get up there, by the way?
Barnet have got a late equaliser at home to Colchester United in League 2, 1-1. Remember, we had 8 minutes of stoppage time in the first half, so a lot of the games around the country will be finishing well ahead of this one. We've got 4 minutes still of normal time to be played here at Old Trafford. And what are we? 11 minutes to 5. 11 minutes away from Sports Report. Back to Oakwell, Betty Glover.
Barnsley 3, Huddersfield 1. Huddersfield have their consolation goal. Joe Taylor, lovely through ball, got onto the end of it, beat his defender and right into the bottom right-hand corner, right after Barnsley got their third. Barnsley 3, Huddersfield 1.
Bruno Fernandes out towards Mats Rowie. Mats Rowie for Mainu, right of the centre circle. Diagonal ball out wide. Dallo controls it first time. Sesko with a header. Wide, running 6 yards out, planted it well off target. Goal kick, still at 2-2.
Yeah, it was a big chance again. Delivery really good from that byline, far left-hand side. It's quick, it's that sort of curled one away from the goal. You see Sesko just getting across, front post, just drifts away. He should get better contact, it's in and around him. He just glances it, he's got to hit the target.
Another goal at Ashton Gate, Owen Gwyneth.
Yeah, Bristol City 4, Hull City 2. As the final whistle has gone here, the goal did come to Kyle Joseph late on seconds ago, but it wasn't enough. Another away defeat for Hull. Bristol City 4, Hull City 2.
Last away win April the 5th. Burnley. Forward ball for Anthony to chase. Sliding off his goal line was Altai. Underarm throw out. Bruno Fernandes quickly closed down by Cullen. Square ball. Maino running forward. Tracking back with him though was Lyle Foster. Burnley have worked very, very hard in this second half. And Manchester United at the minute with Bruno Fernandes. Out it goes to Dallo. His downward header tied up by Walker. Chowner won't keep that ball in play. Walker knew it actually as soon as it hit it. that the weight of the pass was all wrong. He looked to the grey skies where the rain still falls. But and a yellow card has just been shown there by Sam Barrett to Chowner for kicking the ball away, time wasting as we enter the last 2 minutes of normal time here at Old Trafford. 2-2. Watford 2, Southampton 2 is how it's finished at Vicarage Road. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Burnley have got every player back inside their own half. Ball played out by Dalot. Knocked back then to Fernandes. Infield to Mainu. And Mbeumo dragging Esteve with him. Worrell gets into the challenge before it can reach Sesko. Foster tries to hold it up, dispossessed by Mainu. Cullen picks it up in the midfield and threads it through for Laurent. Can he try and nick it towards Anthony? He can at the second chance, but Mainu already had a head start, and running back, Mainu had sensed the danger and dealt with Anthony on this near side and then wins the throw. He did well, Mainu.
Yeah, he did really well. Just fell in the midfield and Burnley pounced, waiting. They're quick to the challenge, quick to press, then try and set Anthony away, but he's covered so much ground, hasn't he, him and Foster.
Sheffield Wednesday still without a win in the Championship. They've lost at home. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 2. Xerxes, forward ball to Dalot, far side, tries to give Walker the slip, does so, runs forward, Walker recovers and does enough to put off Dalot, and then Dallot's touch takes it behind for a goal kick, and we are inside the last 30 seconds of the regulation 90.
Dalot's did well at times, doing down that left-hand side, looked bright, pushing it into space, pushing Burnley players the other way. Walker just managed to recover. It's set now, we're waiting. Ruben Amorim again, like the start of the game, pouncing that technical area back and forth, wondering what will be next. How can he not win this game? That'll be the questions asked for his Manchester United side in his tenure, and why things aren't going so well.
Hearts today had a chance to go top of the table in the Scottish Premiership. There's been a late goal at Livingston, Kenny Crawford.
The 5,000 away fans are going wild. It's Livingston 1, Hearts 2 in the 91st minute. The ball broke to Greek winger Alexandros Kizoridis at the edge of the box, and he curled it into the bottom right-hand corner. Livingston 1, Hearts 2.
They'll go a point clear of Celtic. We'll have Rangers Celtic commentary on 5 Live from midday tomorrow at Ibrox. 5 minutes of added on time here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Burnley 2. Burnley twice coming from behind. Here now is Bruno Fernandes. Ball into the penalty area. Hartman too much underneath it. Heads it towards Mbeumo, standing by the byline. Now back towards Ahmed on the right-hand side. The two of them exchange the ball. Here is Mbeumo to Ahmad, infield. Bruno Fernandes looks for Ahmad, goes to ground. Referee says no. Late goal at Sunderland, Mike Maine.
Sunderland think they've won it, but there is a VAR check. Crossing from the left-hand side. Isidore, who scored late against West Ham 2 weeks ago, has had his goal confirmed. Header, which Keller has spilt into the back of his own net. It means with 2 minutes left of stoppage time, Sunderland 2, Brentford 1.
Latest scores then: Sunderland 2, Brentford 1, Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1, Wolves 2, Everton 3. Did you have a chance to look at that penalty shout?
I just had a chance, right? And I thought Ahmed's dived. But what happened, he got pulled right on the edge of the area. And at that point, he then thought, well, I'm going down. And he hasn't right then, you know. At times we've looked and sort of gone, right, he's maybe engineered it, as we're getting another look at it here, right on the edge of the area. The shirt pull, outside, inside. Oh, he's going to give it. Will he give that? Look.
Well, the initial offence is outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then, is it sustained from Jadon Anthony on Ahmad? I'll tell you what, for the second time today, Stuart Atwell, the VAR at Stockley Park, has instructed referee Sam Barrett to go to the screen. Now, in the first half, on the evidence of what Stuart Atwell had told him, he overruled what would have been a penalty for Manchester United. Here, he's been told to go to the screen.
But why are you pulling someone's shirt, right? It is outside the area, it's just started to drift in, let go. Ahmed's clever. He knows there's a shirt pull, he probably could have stayed up there. Do you know, it wasn't as aggressive one. But for all the good work, all your players do, Jadon Anthony has gone in the area. Is he going to get the return of the pass? They're not even going to consider that. His legs just go from underneath him. Yeah. Look at that, does he let go in time? I don't think he does. Why does he do it?
It is an area, though, that the referees are looking to try and clamp down on, and clearly Stuart Atwell feels that it is a sustained hold of the shirt of Ahmad, and then he goes down. I think the offence starts outside the area, but he's holding on to it as he falls inside the penalty box.
I'll tell you now, there's no way that should pull him down.
No, but Ahmad's clever.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
No way, when we're looking at it, should he pull him down. He then lets go. His legs are already gone. He's already done it. He's done it 3 times today. But on this occasion, he's the answer. We're going to find out.
We'll find out now. Old Trafford will fall silent. We wait for the referee's verdict. You can feel the tension.
After review, Burnley 11 has a sustained pulling action of
Sustained pulling action, and the penalty has been awarded. Late drama at Old Trafford. 2-2, and all away from the drama. Bruno Fernandes waits with the ball tucked underneath his left arm. A yellow card has been shown to Anthony. There are 4 Burnley players having a word with Sam Barrett, and once again Ruben Amorim cannot watch.
It's pointless having a word with him anymore.
Decision given.
And the decision's given. He shouldn't have done it. You can see exactly why that one is going to be given. Ahmed was so clever. Just let him go. You know you're pulling it. Have a little bit at the start. Take the risk when he's outside the area. But the second he's getting anywhere near it, it's off it goes.
This could be the last kick of the action. There were 5 minutes of added on time. My watch is ticking by 4.5. Bruno Fernandes, just with his thoughts all on his own, away from every other player, now just starts to amble his way back towards the penalty spot. Dubravka having a word with referee Sam Barrett. Kyle Walker is the last Burnley player to retreat.
Ruben Amorim laid back with his feet on the edge of his technical area, probably thinking, do I have to look, do I not? What a moment for him, Fernandes here. What's he thinking, Deno?
Bearing in mind that Bruno Fernandes, he did convert 2 of the spot kicks in that epic shootout at Grimsby, but he did miss at Fulham last week. Dubravka, who we remember had that brief loan spell here at Old Trafford when he was on loan from Newcastle United, clatters his boots against the base of the post on that far side, the right. The head bowed by Bruno Fernandes. We're 5.5 minutes into stoppage time. Bruno Fernandes now, whose name reverberates around Old Trafford, places the ball down on the spot. Deep in thought, hands on hips, and looks up. Faced by the presence of Dubravka, all in green on his goal line. 3, 4, 5 steps back. Is it going to be a late winner for Manchester United and late drama? Bruno Fernandes waits, takes a deep breath, steadies himself, runs up now, right-footed, and scores! Bruno Fernandes missed last week, he wasn't missing this week. A morale-boosting win for Ruben Amorim. They had a spotted bobble at Blundell Park, but Bruno Fernandes, with this spot kick, provides a first win of the season for Manchester United and their beleaguered manager Ruben Amorim.
Well, it's a possible manager-saving penalty. It was a long wait, but you know he's had the quality. He's been the one when this club have been in trouble to take everything on his shoulders as he just goes to his knees. It's a real pressure moment, last seconds of the game, to step up after you've missed, to still say, I've got the responsibility, I'll take it on, as he just drills it into that bottom corner. Dubravka goes, but the quality's too good for him.
As we were looking, it was right-footed into the bottom left-hand corner. Dubravka dived the right way. Ruben Amorim still didn't watch. As you say, he was a lot more relaxed. He had his head bowed at Blundell Park. This time his feet were on the little wall in front of him, just looking up. Manchester United 3, Burnley 2. Although you can't help but feel, on the evidence of the second half, they've got out of jail, because had Jadon Anthony not made that mistake, they might well have dropped further points here.
Well, the second's away. You can't make the mistake at this level after all the work. He's actually played really well in the game. But Manchester United have dug deep. They've sustained with it. They've managed to find a way. That's a good sign. That's a positive.
Burnley not finished yet. Burnley have got a corner. The assistant on the far side said a corner. He was overruled by Sam Barrett.
Did you see the reaction of every Burnley player for that decision? That told you we can't take any more of these decisions. That's really, really a frustration moment for them. But at this level, you have to be sure every percent counts. And little moments for all the good work. Yes, they should have been out of sight. Manchester United were miles the better team in the first half. It looks likely now that that was the last opportunity that Burnley would have had to get something from this game.
We'll hear more from Michael in Sports Report, which is coming up. As soon as the final whistle goes, we will end, because Sports Report will get the live reaction to you. Do not go anywhere before our next commentary at 5:30. Late drama, but Manchester United 3, Burnley 2. By my watch, we're into almost 9 minutes of added on time here in the rain at Old Trafford. And Manchester United will be finally, it would seem, getting their first win of this season for Ruben Amorim. Nobody's leaving early inside Old Trafford this afternoon. Throw on the left downfield. We're 2 minutes past 5. Sports Report coming up. You can hear almost the relief from the Manchester United supporters inside Old Trafford here today. And for Bruno Fernandes, he's only missed 5 of 39 penalties in his Manchester United career. But there was all the pressure there on the Manchester United captain, and he delivered as Dalot keeps the ball over on that far side. And now they get another throw down by the corner flag. A penny for the thoughts of Scott Parker.
He's just having a row with the Manchester United supporters now right down the right-hand side, but he'll be so frustrated, proud at the same time of that second half performance, coming into the Premier League, coming here and testing Manchester United.
So many talking points. It'll be digested by Mark Chapman and the team as well, not just in Sports Report, but Match the Day tonight at 20 past 10. Burnley, though, head the ball on. Foster tied it up with a header back by De Ligt. We're now in the 10th minute of added on time. Remember, it was a minimum of 5, but with the VAR checks and whatever else, and the substitutions, we are still playing here at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim desperate for the whistle to be blown. They tell him to go long, Altay, downfield. They're going to go into their international break on somewhat of a high, when they could have been going in on a low after throwing a lead away twice before the Manchester derby on the resumption of the international break. And then the leaders Chelsea, and then Brentford away for Manchester United. The mood music could have been oh so different. However, with 11 minutes of added on time now here at Old Trafford, and play still going on, and Burnley go with a throw on the right-hand side. Manchester United 3, Burnley 2. Burnley get a free kick. Sam Barrett gives a free kick. This is only going one way.
It's going right direct into the penalty area. Can you imagine the ending if we see the drama of what we've just witnessed, the penalty, the wait? They're going to have one chance and one only. The ball's going to go long, straight into the penalty area. Manchester United staying high. Can this happen?
The cameras are trained on Ruben Amorim. He cannot watch. Manchester United have a slender lead. We're at 11.5 minutes of stoppage time. Cullen, though, with this free kick. It's quite a high line from the Manchester United defence. The free kick will be taken right to the centre circle. Cullen with the right arm aloft, right-footed, floats it long. 3 red shirts to head it away. One of them, that's Rowie. Headed back. There is the full-time whistle. What a dramatic afternoon. Manchester United get their first win. Sports Report is coming up. It's finished here. Manchester United 3, Burnley 2.
So Manchester United squeak home at Old Trafford. Bournemouth have ended Tottenham's unbeaten start. Chris Coles.
The most one-sided 1-0 you'll see. 19 Bournemouth shots to Tottenham's 5. Evan Nilsson with, remarkably, the only goal in the first half. Bournemouth should have won this by many more. Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1.
By the way, you think Manchester United got a late penalty? Ipswich has scored from the penalty spot in the 16th minute of second half stoppage time. Jack Clark has got it. Ipswich 2, Derby 2. And Lewis O'Brien has scored in the 18th minute of second half stoppage time for Wrexham, who are now 2-0 up at Millwall. Pat Murphy at Molineux.
Wolves 2, Everton 3. Late rally from Wolves. Gomez got one back, nearly got the equaliser. They wouldn't have deserved that, though. Everton beat Wolves 3-2.
Late drama at the Stadium of Light as well, Mike.
Yeah, 6 minutes of stoppage time as Sunderland beat Brentford by 2-1. Wilson Isidore, the hero. Brentford were ahead with Thiago's header. Lefebvre equalised from the penalty spot. Brentford will rue this, having had a goal ruled out by VAR and missed a penalty. Sunderland 2, Brentford 1.
Details of that Lewis O'Brien goal from James Gregg.
It was a stunning little dink from O'Brien. He just found a gap. Stephen Bender was left flailing. The den is now empty, apart from the top tier of the away end, which is in full voice. It's Millwall 0, Wrexham 2.
Oxford have their first points of the season. Sahel.
Helped by wasteful finishing by Coventry, finished 2 apiece here. Twice behind, Oxford wrestled themselves back level. Coventry should never have given Oxford the carrot to do so. Full time, Oxford 2, Coventry 2.
2-2 at Vicarage Road as well. Rich Wolfenden.
The Saints led twice in this game, scoring through Cameron Archer in the first and Ryan Manning in the second, but goals from Kwadwo Bar and a brilliant free kick from Nesteri Irankunda mean the points are shared. Watford 2, Southampton 2.
Norwich won 2-0 at Blackburn. Preston have beaten Portsmouth by 1-0. Swansea have won at Sheffield Wednesday. Naz.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea 2. Second half goals for Zan Verotnik and Ronald, enough for the Wales side. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Swansea City 2.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Chapman. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live at way after 5 o'clock. It's 7 minutes past 5 and this is Sports Report.